if we're going to factorize this here, remember what factorizing is. So in this case, it is basically two back-to-back brackets that you've split and repeated in order to get that. Now, the second bracket is always the same. So you have a space, then the second bracket, then another one, then the second bracket. So you're looking for what's common. So in here in the 9a squared, what could I possibly have gotten to get me 9a squared? I reckon it must have been 3a by 3a, because I could use that 3a in here as well. Wouldn't 3a by 2b get me the 6ab? Let's not worry about the minus for a minute. Then in here, 12ac. Is there anything common in here and in here? The c is common. And I think that 4 will fit in here and in here. So you can have 4c and 4c. Now, 4c by 3a would get me 12ac. And 4c by 2b would get me minus 8ab. So I have everything out. I've got all the 3a's. I've got 2 of everything. So you start with putting that in and you're reversing it in your head. So you're saying 3a times 3a is 9a squared. 3a times 2b would get me 6ab. And it would be a minus. This bracket has to be the same as that one. So you immediately write it in. What's the last thing you didn't use? The 4c. Now I'd go back and check again in case you don't have all your minuses and things correct. 3a by 3a is 9a squared. 3a by minus 2b is minus 6ab. 4c by 3a is 12ac. So that's 4c by 3a is 12ac. 4c by minus 2b is minus 8bc. So we know we're correct. So these two go together in one bracket. And then this one goes in the second bracket. And guys, they're serious practice. You've got to practice them over and over and over again to get them out, okay? Rightio. Next up is this rule of doubles. How do I know that it is the rule of doubles? I know it's the rule of doubles because firstly I see a minus in the middle of two things. And I know that 3x and 3x would give me 9x squared. And I know that 4y and 4y would give me 16y squared. I open out two back-to-back brackets. I've got a double and a double. 3x in the front of each, a 4y in the back of each. One will always be a plus, the other will always be a minus. So we practiced those last week in class, kids, the rule of doubles. The next one is factors to simplify the following. So you want to factorize the bottom one, factorize the top one, and put them back over each other. So the bottom one, we've been working on the quadratic equations. So you'd say 2x times x is 2x squared. The factors of 6 are 6 and 1 or 3 and 2. So you've got to make a decision which one it is. You've got 2x and x. Hazarding a guess, the middle number is odd. It's 1. So you need an odd number to help you out with that. I know 6 times 1, but I'm going to guess that it's 3 and 2. Now, if I put my 3 here and 2 here, 2 times 2 will give me 4x, and x times 3 will give me 3x. By adding and subtracting 4 and 3, how will I get 1? It'll be plus 4 minus 3. So that's 2 times plus 2 x by minus 3. You put the top two together in a bracket and the bottom two together in a bracket. So that is this portion here factorized. And again, they're a lot of practice, you know, from class that I've made so many videos on them. Unfortunately, you've just got to sit and really, you know, give them a really good go, practice them. Now, let's factorize the top portion. Why did I leave the top portion until last? Well, I know it's one of them. I know one of them goes into that factor. So if I look at the 2x squared plus 4x, one of them will divide in here to give me the other, or factorize. I know it's not going to be the 3 because 3 doesn't go into 2 or 4. So it has to be the x plus 2. So how you factorize that is you've got a space and you need the x plus 2 to be one of the factors. So what would you put in here? You'd put in 2x to give you times x, giving you 2x squared. And 2x by 2 will give you 4x. So that's it factorized. You could have divided it either. But basically I just did in my head. I know that that must be the factor. So I've got a space out here. 2x by x is 2x squared. And 2x by 2 would have been 4x. So I know that is my answer. These cross out and you're left with 2x over 2x minus 3. And that is your solution. So an inequality here now. Next, we're solving this double inequality. So what you do is you sort of split it up a bit. You cover this here. And you've got minus 17, well, really is we're reading it this way. So it's 3x, minus 3x, a plus 1, and greater or equal to minus 17. So that's the first part. And then you do the same thing over here. So you cover that up. And now we're going to solve for x. So we want letters on one side, numbers to the other. Keep your x where it is. Carry this 1 over. It turns to minus 1. You've got minus 18. And here, you just want x. So you're going to bring the minus 3 over. And you will divide by minus 3. What's important? When you divide by a minus, the inequality flips. Because minus 3 into minus 18 goes positive 6 times. So you flip the inequality. And that is that side done. Over here, letters on one side, numbers to the other. Carry this 1 over. You just want this x. You're dividing by minus 3. What's really important? You're dividing by a negative. Therefore, the inequality flips. So what this reads is that x is greater than minus 4 and x is less than or equal to 6. So here it's greater than minus 4. They're integers. So you don't touch minus 4. The first one is 3. Minus 3, excuse me. And you want x to be less than or equal to 6. And then you fill in all the little bits. So hopefully that will help you a little bit more for your Christmas test, everybody. And we've done lots and lots of questions in practice. If you revise all of your questions, you should be fine.